Case study: R versus Windle 1952. Introduction. The chilling events of R versus Windle 1952 cast a light on the complexities of criminal law and the often murky waters of the insanity defense. This case delves into the application of the Matten rules, a set of legal guidelines established in 1843 to determine criminal responsibility in cases where mental illness plays a role. Facts. The tragedy unfolded with Mr. Windle's actions, ultimately leading him to stand trial for the murder of his wife. Medical evidence confirmed that Mr. Windle suffered from a mental illness, possibly folie douce, a delusional disorder influenced by another person's mental state, in this case, his wife's. This crucial detail formed the cornerstone of his defense, a defense that hinged on the concept of insanity. Additionally, upon arrest, Mr. Windle reportedly stated, "I suppose they will hang me for this," raising an interesting question. Could a man who seemingly understood the legal consequences of his actions still be considered insane? Issue. The central legal issue in R v. Windle 1952 revolved around the insanity defense and its applicability to Mr. Windle's case. The crux of the matter rested on the Matten rules, a set of criteria that had been in place for nearly a century. Did Mr. Windle's mental illness satisfy the requirements of the Matten rules, thereby absolving him of criminal responsibility for his wife's murder? Holding. In a decision that continues to spark debate, the court found Mr. Windle guilty of murder, effectively rejecting his defense of insanity based on the Matten rules. Ratio decidendi reasoning of the court. The court's reasoning focused on a strict interpretation of the Matten rules. The Matten rules, a narrow lens, these rules, established in 1843, set a narrow standard for insanity defense. For a defendant to be absolved of criminal responsibility due to mental illness, they had to prove that, at the time of the offense, they did not know the nature and quality of the act they were doing, or did not know that what they were doing was wrong. Knowledge of wrongdoing as a disqualifier. The court meticulously examined Mr. Windle's statement upon arrest, "I suppose they will hang me for this." This statement, according to the court, indicated that Mr. Windle understood the legal consequences of his actions and the wrongfulness of taking another person's life. Based on this interpretation, the court found him ineligible for the insanity defense under the Matten rules. Focus on legal vs. moral wrong. It's crucial to understand that the Matten rules focused primarily on the cognitive aspect of insanity. The key question was whether the defendant knew their actions were legally wrong, not simply morally wrong. This distinction played a significant role in the court's decision. Significance. R versus Windle 1952 holds weight in the realm of criminal insanity defense. The case underlines the following legal principles. Strict application of the Matten rules. The case exemplifies the strict application of the Matten rules in England and Wales at that time. A defendant's mental illness had to meet the specific criteria outlined in the rules to be considered a viable defense for escaping criminal responsibility. Knowledge of wrongdoing as a cornerstone, the case emphasizes the importance of the defendant's knowledge of the legal wrongfulness of their actions. If they understood the legal implications, their mental illness might not be sufficient grounds for an insanity defense. Conclusion. R versus Windle 1952 stands as a landmark case in the history of criminal insanity defense in England and Wales. While the case solidified a strict adherence to the Matten rules at the time, it also served as a catalyst for future discussions and reforms. The case highlights the complexities of balancing mental illness with criminal responsibility. It compels us to consider the evolving understanding of mental health and the need for legal frameworks that can adapt to this evolving knowledge. The limitations of the Matten rules, exposed in this case, paved the way for future legal developments, such as the introduction of the Broadmoor Hospital Act 1960. Which allowed for the secure detention of individuals deemed unfit to plead or stand trial due to mental illness. R versus Windle 1952 serves as a reminder that the law is a dynamic entity, constantly grappling with the complexities of human behavior and the ever-evolving understanding of the human mind. If you are a law student and looking for more case studies, visit our website www.mylawtutor.net.